Hello everybody. uh, Today's video is about growing plants in small pots, and I can show you how beautifully they are growing. So the first here I will show you is a pot. See, you can see this. It is a stromanthe which I have taken from the pups are taken from the mother plant, and I've potted it in a small pot, made some design on it. The other one is the black syngonium. I've made a three stick kind of a trellis for it to grow, and again a very small pot. You can see how small the pot is. Then we have this Arelia here, again growing in, it's just like almost a 2.5 inch pot and growing very nicely. The dwarf is supervising the growth. The gnome, the garden gnome, it's a very small pot. Another one is this Ceylon, Philodendron Ceylon. I have made a small moss stick for it. You can see, and it is also not a very big pot, a small pot. Here is a variegated ivy, again in a small pot. It's doing well. It was a very small plant which is grown. You can see the growth here, and the growth, the new growth. Then here I have this, it was a grown this Sansevieria cylindrica in this. It was almost dead. I just took this big, the mother plant is still there, so I planted it in this small curd. It is a curd pot. So planted it in that, and now as you can see these small growths, new growths coming out of it, and it looks beautiful. And here in another small pot is my Brahmi. See the Brahmi leaves. The Brahmi in Ayurveda is supposed to be very good for the brain. It's like a brain tonic. Well, right now I'm not going to eat it because it's got just 4 leaves, and once it grows healthier probably and bigger, you can think of consuming it. And here is the aluminium plant, again a very small pot. And this beautiful cactus looks almost like a tree growing in another kappa noodles, which I have tied some jute strings around it. Looks good. And again you have the succulent growing in a very small pot. It was a small thing, it has grown real well. Probably now I would need to repot it because it will just fall off from there, get imbalanced and fall off. And here is this beautiful caladium growing in another kappa noodles pot, small pot. And you can see behind it is another small little plastic pot where you can see this beautiful aglaonema, pink aglaonema growing. This is also taken from the mother plant, and along with it is the sweet potato vine, which I had propagated in water. See, here it is. So I have been trying to grow many of these plants in small pots just to see how well they are going to do there. And here is this, hemigraphus. It's called the waffle plant, the purple waffle plant. You can see it better now. I just made one small plant hanger with beads and hung this pot on that. Another very small pot is this. This is supposed to be a philodendron red. It is doing very well. It's getting indirect. I tried to grow it inside, didn't do too well, but yeah, outside here it's sprouting new leaves. new growth. It's doing beautifully well here. Here, as you can see, is this a small pot with this apicia, pink apicia. Nice. Then other small pot. Here is one with the Monstera adansoni. Again a small pot with this kind of arrangement in a winnowing basket. It's got new growth, a beautiful plant. Soon I might have to take it out because it will overgrow the pot. Then here you can see it's also a small pot. I have staked this Philodendron Mikens in this with the moss pole and all, which I have made, and you can see how lush it is growing. I can show it to you from this distance. Beautiful plant. And this fishbone cactus is also in a small plant. It's grown real long. Here it is. One end of it here, one here. Oh yeah. Again another. This is one. It's supposed to be a succulent. Silver swill or something it's called. Again, it's growing in one of my handmade pots. A small pot, a cement pot. Here is another Monstera adansoni, the Swiss cheese plant. A small pot, it's a curd pot, plastic curd pot. This is another philodendron. I think it's Florida. I have again staked it with a moss, small little moss pole. Now it's growing well. It's got a new growth here. Beautiful growth. You can see the leaves, shiny leaves. Wow. And the pot. It's a small pot. Yeah, a very small pot. And then another small pot here is hanging here. It's got the ivy, but this is a green ivy, not the variegated one. Again a tiny pot. So these plants are really growing very well in such small pots. Another pot that I can show you is here this syngonium, and this is one of these hanging pots. Again a very small pot. It's hanging there. Yeah, so these are okay. Here is another. This is supposed to be a Philodendron Brazil. Though I don't see too many of these variegations. Some of them have turned neon color, but yeah, these leaves here. Again a small pot. Just hanging above this begonia pot, which also has a Paeonia hanging. This Paeonia is also called the watermelon begonia. Beautiful hanging plant. Here is another pot, small pot hanging with the sweet potato vine. These vines have been propagated in water and then planted in the pots. So yes, so you can see how well these plants are growing in these tiny pots. So this is a video just to show plants, beautiful plants in tiny little pots. Thanks friends. Please like, subscribe and comment, share. Thanks a lot for watching.